Well, good morning. This is Jeff, and we're getting ready to head off to a job. We talked about showing the things it takes for us to race, and the things that kind of what it looks like to work at Lamb Excavating, which is our primary sponsor at Jeff Dodge Racing and my business. Kind of the impetus of this whole program was the challenge of finding people that wanted to go into our trade, so as well as others. But anyway, we're loaded up and headed off to go replace a sewer pipe here in Indianapolis. I chose this job to show you guys what it's like, because it's going to be a pain in the neck. Going to be a tough one, so it'll probably hopefully go somewhat smooth as it can, given the difficulty of this job. But we're all loaded up. We've got our sewer cam, our locator, a laser, some hydraulic shoring. We're bringing the excavator that we call Marianne. It's our Cat 3055. It's the first one we got. Still one of my favorite machines. And Ryan and I are gonna get started replacing this pipe and bring you guys along for the ride. It's 8:17 on Monday morning as we get ready to pull out. We've been out here loading up since about 7:20, and looks like we're greeted by an overcast day. A little chilly, but that won't stop us from moving forward. It's the start of sprint car season this week officially. World of Outlaws kicking off down in Florida for the Dirt Car Nationals, and definitely jealous of everybody getting to head south and go racing. But this is what we got to do, so that hopefully later this summer we can do a fair bit of racing of our own. Well, we're here on site. There goes Marianne. We're going to swing around and unload her in the alley. This house here is our work site. So, start by showing you guys our site drawing for our work order. I draw these for pretty much every job we do, so that we've got something in stone to show the customer on the estimate, as well as for our guys to use as we work. So here is that work order drawing. Try not to bounce you around too much here. You see we got the house. We're sitting over in the street here. There's like a driveway through the back, fence down this side, some trees on both sides of the driveway, and another fence here. Sewer comes out this back corner of the house and angles across to the alley. So that's what we're replacing. And we'll walk the site and take our pre-dig photos next. We always take photos of the utility locates before we get started. That way, if we encounter something unmarked, we have proof that it wasn't marked. And so yeah, we're gonna go get unloaded. Walk you through the site here shortly. All right, so I'm gonna walk you through what I've gotten us into here. You can see we have these the power line and the communication lines are pretty low on this drop, so we just got done tying them up. Cut a few branches off here. Need to move that mess of fallen lumber away from the dig area. We'll need to clean this trash up through here. But the sewer comes out right here, about 6 feet deep, and runs out this way. Probably gonna have to trim the edge of this guy off. And it runs through here. There's really not a lot of room to put any dirt. We got the fence on this side, we got trees over here. We're gonna end up having to put a bunch of dirt back here. And I guess like right here is where they can't get the camera to go any further, and it comes on back to the sewer main here in the alley. So we're going to try to run the repair pretty much up to this area here. I got a sneaking suspicion this is an old garage foundation, so we're going to have some fun with that as well. Got gas service running in here. It runs up the side of the house. Should be out of the way the whole way, but this is an example of getting yourself into something that you kind of go, why did I do this? Anyway, it should make for an interesting watch for you guys. So gonna get started and see if we can't make a little progress here today. basement, it looked like it was against the far back wall. So if that's all basement, it might actually be right at this back corner. So I don't know if we should try to pop the concrete out going that way and then dig it up more like right at the corner first and then chase the pipe away from us, or this whole thing is kind of a little bit beyond my vision at the moment. And it's just like, okay, what can we do to like make a little bit of progress? And it's proven to be way tighter working up in there than I thought. So probably just kind of have to take her slow, and glad I added 20% at the end of the bid just for the sake of having extra money in it, because I think it's going to take a while. All right, well, we've had a little development. The battery on the GoPro died there, so Ryan got back from picking up a load of rock, and this big limb, right? Let's see if I can get it in frame here. This one here that comes up and is hung up in the tree here is basically broke off, and walk under it here and hope it's not the moment that she goes. But you can see that branch is broke and basically ready to fall, and it goes up and is hung up in the tree there. So if it comes down, it's taking the power line with it, the comm lines. My fear is when we dig through these big tree roots right here that we're going to move that tree enough to bust that guy loose. So we're gonna put the brakes on for a moment, and I think Ryan's gonna take that load of rock over to another job site and drop it. And we are in the process of trying to figure out whether the power company is gonna come and take care of that for the property owner, and if not, we got to get a tree guy out here to come and take care of it so that we can get our work done. Never a dull day. Glad Ryan spotted it, because I got to be honest, I didn't even look that close. So we'll keep you updated as things develop, but kind of at a standstill for now. If you remember from yesterday, we were in a little bit of a predicament with the tree that was hanging over our work area. So had a drainage training this morning that one of our suppliers put on with NDS, the material supplier, and got that done. Came out and plotted out a septic system, got the bulk of what we needed to estimate and design the system. Talked to the county health inspector, and now we're on our way to go meet a good buddy of mine. His name's Josh. He's a tree guy and runs a great business here, Holmes Complete Tree Care, if you're in the Indianapolis area and looking for a good tree guy. And we're gonna have Josh get us a number on what it's gonna take to deal with that limb that's hanging over our work area, and then we'll get that pricing over to the customer and see if she approves. If not, we'll have to have her find somebody else to get it taken care of, and we'll be able to resume that job once it's done. But we're hustling because we're about 4:06 in the afternoon on arrival, and Josh will be there at 4. So don't want to keep him waiting too long, but definitely looking forward to getting this job moving forward again and introducing you to one of our good buddies in the trades, Mr. Josh Holmes. All right, so we're back. We're back, and we got Mr. Holmes again, and Josh is hopefully going to be able to help us out of our pickle. And if not, somebody else is going to have to help us out, because we're not doing this. So again, Josh is Holmes Complete Tree Care. Right. How long have you been cutting trees, Josh?
15 years.
15 years. And I don't know if this is something I can say or not, but Josh is a place where a lot of guys definitely have skills and ability at what they do, but he also gives people kind of a second chance at a career.
Yeah.
And an opportunity to rebuild themselves if they've made a bad decision or two in the past, which I think is cool as hell. So thank you for doing that, Josh.
Very good.
Now let's go take a look at this tree.
Cool. Let's do it. This one, I'll send.
Here's the reality of being a small business owner in the skilled trades right here. On the phone with his dudes while he's trying to figure out how to deal with this mess.
And let me double check on that, and I'll follow up with you either here later in the morning. I'm looking at projects with that. I'll get the details on that. I need to look at them and see if they've been.
Well, we're back over on the job where the tree limb was hanging across. Josh got it taken care of for us. We got AES out here this morning dropping the power, and when they strung it back up on Friday after they dropped it for Josh, they raised it quite a bit. But we're gonna go ahead and have them drop her down for us anyway, so that it's out the way for sure. Video now, but we've got a YouTube channel where we're trying to promote the skilled trades for people, because that's the biggest challenge I got, is finding people. I drove race cars for a living. That's what brought me to Indiana, and then I had to grow up and get a real job and still do some sprint car racing, but would be able to do more if I could grow my business a little bigger. But I need people that want to come do this kind of work to grow the business, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, Justin, I said my son-in-law, raced quads.
Okay.
On a dirt track and stuff like that. He just stopped because they got a daughter. He's gonna start running local stuff and I think some drags and stuff like that. But he was ranked nationally running on the quads. Him and my daughter went to high school together. I've been back here for many years now.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter's getting ready to be 28 next month.
Gotcha. I got a late start, my wife and I did. We just had our first daughter and I'm 40.
Man, that's all right. Better to start late than start early, man, and not be ready, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, we got Marianne unloaded. We're back on site. Ryan and I got the cable and the telephone dropped. So I think we're ready to start digging this pipe up. And no big tree hanging over us today, which is nice. So this is Ryan. He probably saw him in the first part of this video. He's one of the first people I met when I came to Indiana. Former racer as well. Ran USAC, Indiana non-wing stuff. His family's been involved in racing for a long time, and he's digging ditches with us now for how many years, Ryan?
Going on 4, I think.
Going on 4 officially, and he did like some side jobs for us and a couple other things beforehand. So he and I are the ones tasked with this mess. Show you what we found here. This is the sewer line coming out of the house right here. So this will be where we start. It's yeah, I'd say right at about 6 feet deep. So we'll clean this up, we'll turn it, start running this way, and we got a ways to go. And we'll probably try to get our first bit of shoring in here once we're past the end of the basement. But yeah, that's what we got. All right, so we got our first load of rock staged up here. Got some pipe laid out. We got our fin form boards and sheeting laid out. We got a bunch of our tools unloaded. Walk you through what our hope and game plan is. Here we got our trench jacks. We're gonna get this pipe cleaned up and ready to tie onto. Then we're gonna dig a section out. We're gonna try to get our shoring in, dig another section out, and then what we'll do is we'll have 3 sets of shoring in, so we get about 4, 8, 12 plus a couple feet because we can cheat a little bit between the boards. So we can probably shore up about 15 or 16 feet. Yeah, probably about 15 feet of ditch, and then we'll pull one out and move it down. A little nervous about this porch here because it's going to be in the foundation over dig for the basement, and so that dirt's been dug before for sure, and it may undermine itself, but we warned them that that could happen if we had this type of soil. So we're going to get to it, and we'll try to keep you guys updated as much as we can. This is going to be a little bit of a hairy one, I think. But yeah, we'll get after it. All right, well, we got a little bit of a situation. Ryan got the nasty end of that pipe cut off here, and we got the corrosion knocked off and cleaned up so we can hub on. But the pipe coming out of the house, if you look there, is going the wrong way. So since Ryan is technically the superintendent on this job, and I'm number 2 here, he is getting a hold of Brian in the office to let him know that this is what we found. And ultimately we will have to get to the customer and let the customer know, and they will either approve or disapprove of doing additional work, because our estimate says that we're going to tie onto the existing cast iron at the house wall. So we'll have to figure that out here in the next few minutes, and yeah, just another example of how things go sometimes, but got to be attentive to the details, because you don't want to have to come back here and dig this hole again. And we'll just have to wait and see if the lady who owns the house wants to actually take care of it now or not. So we'll keep you updated with what ends up happening, and we'll touch base here in a few.